very much interested in learning digital marketing course for a very long period of time, but I don't get a proper platform. So later for my college, I get to know about XLR and I enroll in XLR course. It was really good experience. Our course has been taken by Mayur sir, and he was very good teacher. He not only focusing on theory part, he is doing how real digital marketing works, and it was in total very good experience. I get so much of knowledge. Here they're not only focusing on study, they are also conducting different exam to test our knowledge, and as we are giving the exam, so to appreciate our work, they give certificates for the toppers, and along with the certificate they give hampers. Thank you, XLR.
Recently I was searching for digital marketing courses online in Google, and I came across XLR and I attended a digital marketing course which was for 15 days. My mentor Mayur helped me for attending these classes. So he is a very informative and helpful guy. In the course end, there is a exam which I topped, so I came to the XLR office in Bengaluru. This digital marketing course has helped my career and my skills to develop, and the certificate has helped my company to join. Thank you, XLR.
I came to know about this course from my college. Actually, for learning platform, this is very nice, and I learned from here ChatGPT and AI from online. Vikas is teaching for me for AI generative and ChatGPT. We are using this technology in more. And after finishing the courses, I came for collecting the certificate. I seen the classrooms and faculties. Classroom is very nice. After the completion of exam, they will give gift and certificates. Thank you, XLR, for giving these courses. I learned a lot from this. I gained the more knowledge from here, and thank you for XLR for teaching us.
Hi, I am Karthik Rannan. I am the president of the Wall Street Club of BITS Pilani Hyderabad campus. Yes, so the collaboration with XLR was an excellent one. We conducted a Power BI workshop with Advanced Excel over a span of 3 days. The workshop was almost 12 hours long in total. Mr. Karthik, who was an amazing trainer, helped the students understand the concepts deeply. I am sure that the students will be able to apply these concepts in their careers as well as their daily lives while they try to navigate the world of finance. I am happy that we will be able to close this workshop successfully on a very good note.
Hi, I am Raghunendra Singh and I am the Technical Director of the Wall Street Club at BITS Pilani Hyderabad campus. It was a great amazing conducting this workshop with XLR. The trainer, Mr. Karthik, was an excellent person where he explained in very detailed manner on how to give great insights using very complex data sets, which was very helpful for the people who are interested in the field of finance, business or analytics in general. Thank you.
I attended a workshop conducted by CSA and ACM in collaboration with XLR. So it was a machine learning workshop. We learned a lot from the course and it was a great experience attending the workshop.
The trainer was very helpful. He had a hands-on approach with his teaching and it was fabulous.
This was a great experience for me, so I would absolutely love it if XLR and its team would come again to our campus and conduct more events like this.
The journey was great. Initially, I thought that I was not proficient enough in Excel, but later I came to know there was no prerequisites for it, and then I applied for it, and it was a great course, and it started from basics and took me to a great extent.
Good evening, myself Kavya Ganatra. I am from Computer Science Association. I was the POC for this ML workshop conducted by CSA and ACM in collaboration with XLR. The experience of the workshop was really nice. The feedback from all the students was positive. They understood the concept. The workshop was also practical based with some questions. The experience with XLR was very smooth. They helped us in conducting the workshop smoothly right from the booking of the vendor and deciding the course till the distribution of certificates. In overall, this workshop was a success during our Technical Fest Atmos, and I thank XLR for being a part of it. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. How are you doing today? Is my voice clear and audio video also clear? Make it an interactive session and ping me if you have any concerns in the chat box. Okay, clear. Yep. Okay, then do you have any doubts in ST class in abstraction concept, or can we proceed today's session? Any doubts? I'm expecting more responses. If it is clear, give clear, or else no. Okay, fine, clear. Okay, let me yesterday. Okay, sure. Yeah, in SD session, we have to discuss both abstraction and interface. But as you had a quiz for 1 hour, so we couldn't complete interface concept. So today, first we'll discuss about interface, and I will go through different advantages and some demo examples. Then we'll go for today's agenda. And today you don't have any quiz, so till 1 o'clock we can discuss on the concepts. So let me quickly share my screen, and while learning any concept, let me know if you are clear. I mean, if you didn't get clarity, you can ping it in the chat box. I'll go through it and we'll discuss about your concerns and queries. Okay, so um, before proceeding to interface, because it's always similar to abstraction only, so let's recap this session. So I'll ask you a few questions, just ping the answers in the chat box. What is abstraction? Why we need abstraction actually? I saw only one response. What about others? Yes, hiding unnecessary data and hiding in implementation and showing the necessary data. Yes. And what is the keyword to use to declare a class or method as an abstract class or abstract method? abstract. What is the syntax for class? I mean, my class name is Surya. So how can you make it as abstract? Can you give me the syntax? Okay. Can abstract class contains both concrete and abstract methods? Okay. Can it only contains abstract classes as well? Sorry, abstract methods. Can it contains only concrete methods? Will abstract methods can contain implementation? No. Then which concept you have to use to give the implementation for the abstract class? Inheritance. Okay. On which concept? It's overriding, right? Method overriding. Okay, great response, everyone. So in today's class, we'll discuss about interface. Right? So in today's class, we are going to discuss about interface and why we need interface and what is it actually and all the data. So all those things we'll learn in this today's session first, and once it is completed, then we can go for today's agenda. Okay. Um, okay. Most of you are giving answers for interface already. Okay. Have you ever heard about interface? Oh, today is your first class. Okay. No problem. You can all the previous classes were recorded, so you can go through that previous classes as well. And for giving recap, yesterday we discussed about abstraction actually. So what is abstraction? So abstraction is nothing but it will hide unnecessary data and it will show the necessary data to the user. So it's nothing but we'll hide the implementation. So we'll be having abstract classes. So this is the syntax: abstract class name. You have to provide it in this way. And abstract class can contains abstract methods as well as concrete methods as well. Concrete in the sense normal methods. So the syntax for abstract method is abstract and the return type and the method name. Okay, and it shouldn't contain any implementation as it is abstraction. It has to hide the implementation, so that's why we have to end up with the semicolon. We shouldn't mention an implementation here. So as we declared the abstract method, but anyway we have to provide implementation. Then only it will execute some code. So for that case, you will extend. When using some subclass, you will extend this abstract class here. Let us assume the class name as demo. So I'll extend the demo class and I'll override this this method and I'll do the implementation. So this is yesterday class. I'm not sure how to pronounce your name. So in today's class, we are discussing about interface. So have you ever heard about interface? If you know it, let me know the definition. Let me know what you understood about interface. Yes, interface is to achieve abstraction. Okay, fine. So, yes, fully abstract class, good. In abstraction, we saw that it is hiding some unnecessary data. It is hiding the implementation, right? But in abstract class, it can contains concrete methods as well, right? Concrete in the sense it's not abstract method, it's a normal method. So here, as it is normal method, we will definitely give implementation here itself. So it's not complete hiding, right? We are just hiding few methods itself. But we are giving implementation for some normal methods, default methods. But it's not complete hiding. Do you agree with that? We are just hiding abstract classes, that's it. But for default classes, we are giving implementation. So is it 100% hiding all the data, or is it hiding only few methods data, I mean implementation? With abstract class, is it hiding everything or just hiding only abstract method implementation? Only abstract. Only I hardly see few responses. We have 49 participants. What about others? Okay. Okay, yes. It is only hiding implementation for abstract methods itself. But what if I want to um, do 100% hiding? I don't want to show unnecessary data. There is much unnecessary data available. So I don't want to show up all those things. I just want to give the just methods. I mean the functionality itself. I don't want to show to the user all the implementation part. So we need some concept which will do 100% hiding, which is nothing but 100% abstraction, right? We need something that will perform 100% hiding, like it has to hide everything. It shouldn't show any implementation. It has to uh, entire hiding, which is nothing but we can call 100% abstraction, right? So interface is the concept that will hide everything, all the methods that are available in interface. Satvika, with yes, inheritance using private access modifier, you can do the implementation, right? For example, I'll take one class A, and here I have method void some method, Surya method maybe. I have this method and I made it as private. As it is private, definitely you have to write the anyway you have to write the implementation. But as it is private, you can only access it can only accessible throughout this class only. But you are not hiding anything, right? You are giving implementation here. You are writing some code here. Did you understand the difference between this abstraction and this inheritance? Why inheritance is not hiding anything? Is it clear, Satvika? Okay, great. So we need some concept to do 100% hiding. 100% it has to hide my implementation. It has to show up only method names. So we need some concept. So that concept in Java is interface. Interface is nothing but it's like a class only, like it's a blueprint, like a class only. But in interface, it will contain all the methods as abstract methods. It contains even if you didn't mention it as abstract, it will take it as abstract. All the methods in interface are abstract methods. Okay, all the variables that are declared in interface are public, static, final. Final means no one can change its value. Okay. In why we need, even though we have abstraction, in abstraction we'll do implementation for concrete methods. So it is not 100% hiding the implementation. So we need some concept in Java to do 100% abstraction. So that concept is interface. Okay. In interface, it is nothing but it is also like abstract class, but it will hide everything. Is my voice and audio clear? Is it breaking? Is my voice breaking, folks? Clear. I think Mahesh, you can reconnect with some other network. It's clear for others, so you can try using some other network. Yes, so in interface, it will hide everything. What it will do, it will interface. Using interface, we will achieve abstraction. We will achieve abstraction. Okay, fine. So as we are achieving 100% abstraction, everything it will hide, right? So it will hide implementation for all the methods. Okay. And it has some other advantages. So first we learn the syntax and demo example, then I'll tell you the advantage as well. Okay, so using interface, it will achieve the abstraction. So as it is doing 100% abstraction, it will hide all the implementation for all the methods. Okay. Are you clear with these 2 points? Why we need a interface? I mean, we have abstract class, but I mean abstraction concept, but still why we need interface and what is its main usage? Okay, great. So we understood the syntax. That part was so we need to learn the syntax, right? So the syntax is nothing but how you will declare class? Normally class name, right? In some open and close flower brackets, and here you will write methods and variable names. So if it is interface, you have to give interface keyword. It is not class, so the JVM should understand it's not a class, it's an interface. So we have to use interface keyword. Yes, Satvika. You 1 minute, folks. Satvika is you asking why abstraction is not hiding 100%. So I'll like clear her query and then we'll proceed. Yes, Satvika, you tell me. Can abstract class can contain both concrete and abstract methods? Will it contain both concrete and okay? Can abstract methods can contain implementation? Can concrete methods can contain implementation? So as we are implementing something in the, like I have one abstract class, I think yesterday we discussed about, I'll quickly show you yesterday example. So in yesterday class, for example, I have showed a demo class, and in that demo class, I have one abstract method and one concrete method. As it is abstract method, I don't have any implementation. But for default method, I'll do the implementation, right? So I'm writing the implementation. So we are showing up the implementation. So it's not hiding, right? We are not hiding implementation in child class. We are doing implementation in the parent class itself. So is it hiding or is it showing the implementation for default methods? If you are implementing something in for default class, are you showing the implementation or hiding? What does that mean? Did you understand, Sadvika? Yes, implementation is not there in abstract up. No, for default methods, I think it was open. Let me quickly show you a stay example. In abstract class itself, you won't do implementation for abstract methods, but you will do implementation for default methods. Is it? Yeah. See here, this is abstract class and the class name is shape. Here we have two abstract methods. As these are abstract methods, we don't have implementation. So we are hiding implementation, right? Yes, default means concrete. Yes. So we are hiding implementation here, which is nothing but here we are not showing implementation, but we have the implementation in child class. We are not showing this child class. We are just showing this shape to the user. So while he is seeing, he can see this and he can see only the method name. He can't see the implementation. And here also he can see area method name. He can't see what is we implemented here. But if he see show class, he can see the implementation, right? Whatever we have written in this method. So are we hiding or are we showing the implementation for this concrete methods? Is it showing or hiding for this method? Showing. So if we are showing, if we are not hiding the irrelevant data, what does that mean? We are not achieving the abstraction, right? Yes. So, yes. For this, we are hiding. We are not showing the irrelevant data, but here we are showing the implementation. So it's not 100% abstraction. Okay. So for this case, we need something to do 100% abstraction. So for that case only we have interface concept and it will hide all the methods. So the syntax is for class, we'll declare it as class name. So the JVM should understand it is by seeing this keyword, it understand, oh, okay, it is a class. So we need some keyword to understand whether it is a class or interface. For interface, we have interface keyword. So the syntax is interface and then interface name. It's similar like class only, the class syntax only, but instead of class as it is interface, we have to give interface keyword followed by that name. Whatever the name we want to provide, we have to provide that name here. And flower brackets. Within flower brackets, you will provide the method names and all. So is it clear so far? I'll tell you what may be inside this interface class. Are you clear with syntax? Which keyword we have to use to declare the interface? Interface keyword. I should be small, okay? And the name should be, I'll give you the example here itself. Interface. And I want my interface name as also like demo only. So D should be capital and it's like class name. If we are having only one word, the first letter of word should be capital. If we are having more than one word, the first letter of each word should be capital. For example, if I have demo of interface, of is another word, so O should be capital. Demo of I interface is another word. So this is how we have to write the interface name. Okay. So inside interface, you can declare variables. You can declare variables. Yes, same like class name only, but we have to use interface keyword. So in interface, we'll like write variable names and also method names. Okay. So I'll write it here. I'll write how to write the variable, some data type, variable name, and some value, right? So here I'm writing in a equals to 10. Okay. So, and then I'll write one method as well, void show method maybe. Okay. If you see here, it was showing like just data type and variable name. But while JVM is scanning this interface by using this keyword, it will understand it is not a class, it is an interface. So it will make all the variables as public static final variables. This is very important, so remember this. So even though you haven't declared public static final here, for example, we declare this class and JVM scanned it. Here it's int a equals to 10 and void show, right? We have written like this in this format. But once JVM is scanned it will transforms like it is a variable and that is in interface, that too in interface interface. So it should be public static final int a equals to 10. Okay, the variables, even though you mention it or not explicitly mentioning, it will take it as public, it will take all the variables as public static final variables. Okay, and even though you haven't mentioned any abstract keyword here, whatever method you declare, it will take it as abstract only. So after scanning, as it is, all these methods are in interface, it will write, it will make it as abstract. Abstract int area. Abstract void show. Okay. If you declare it or not declaring it, if you declare it or not declaring it, it will take it as all the methods as abstract methods and all the variables as public static final variables. Is it clear, everyone? The syntax and how the JVM use all the transfers all the variables as public static final ones, and how it is treating methods as abstract methods. Okay. If the syntax is clear, I'll give you one question. You tell me how to write the syntax. I want my interface name should be Surya. Make it as interface. This is name, and you have to make it as interface. Inside it, declare the name variable and assign Surya. And name should be string, okay? As we are storing string, the name should be string. And here just write show method. Show method, display method. That's it. Can you write the syntax for this? First tell me what is the how to write interface, how to declare the interface. Interface, Surya, great. So inside interface, you have to declare this variable name. How to do that? Inside interface Surya, you have to define the variable which is of string type, and the variable name is name, and you have to assign this value. Yes, great. And okay, I too parallelly write it. So the interface, I want to make it as interface, so I have to use the keyword interface, and the name is Surya. So I'll write it, and inside it, I should need to write name variable, which will take string value. So I'm doing it. Good. So I have to write show method and display method. How to write it? How to write show method and display method? Okay, this is how we have to write the show method, as it will when implicitly take it as abstract method. You shouldn't do the implementation here, so you should end up this method with semicolon, similar to display method. Okay, we understood. Yes, great response, everyone. It's correct. So this is how we implement it. Okay, well, we are clear with this definition and the syntax, right? So here it's okay, it's a variable name, fine, but here we are hiding the implementation. You can give the abstract, or yes, in interface, even though it won't consider whether you are declaring it with abstract or you are not declaring with that abstract. JVM will consider all the methods as abstract methods. Here I showed you, right? I have declared with void show and just int area, that's it. But internally, the JVM will consider all the methods that are that are inside interface as abstract methods. Okay, Satvika, is it clear? JVM will take care of it. Okay, great. So we understood the syntax, and we have written some basic example for this as well. So this is good, but here we have methods and we are not doing any implementation because we want to show this interface to the user. That is fine. Okay, we are not showing the irrelevant data to the user. We are hiding the implementation, but we need implementation, right? For example, if user is using show method, it has to do some specific task. So which concept I have to use to do the implementation, to use this, to override this method and to do the implementation. It's similar like abstraction concept only, but here everything will be abstract method instead of concrete methods. Which concept we have to use to write the implementation for show method? Yes, we have to use inheritance concept. We have to use inheritance concept and we'll have to override this and we'll write the implementation. So let's do that quickly. Okay. So we have written interface, but we need something that can override this method and can do the implementation, right? Usually, how we'll do the inheritance? For example, I have class B and I have class A, and I want class A to acquire the properties of B. Which keyword I have to use? How can I acquire B properties to A? Which keyword we have to use? Extends keyword. Good. Extends keyword followed by the class name, right? So here if you see, A is class, B is also class type. So we are using extends keyword. But if we have interface, that name is B, and if you want to acquire properties of B, which is of interface type, I have to use implements keyword. Okay? I have to use implement keyword. Is it clear, everyone? If it is class and class, I'll extend it. If it is interface and class, I'll implement it. So I'll give you quickly write down this. There are three types here. One is class and, for example, class A, class C, class B. Class B want to acquire properties of A. So you have to use extends keyword. Okay, this is one possibility, right? Class with extending properties from one class to other class. And the other possibilities, I have interface and I have one class. And I want to inherit A properties to B class. But this is of interface type, but this B is class type. So here I have to use implements keyword. Class B is implementing A properties. Okay, this is second possibility. And the third possibility is having interface and having another interface. So as B is in B, if B want to inherit A properties, we have to check the type of this B and A. B is interface type. A is also interface type. So we'll do extends. Okay. If it is same type, we have to use extends. If it is of different type, we have to use implements. Is it clear all these three possibilities? Is it clear, everyone? When should we use extends and when should we use implements? I need more responses. Only few people are responding. Only I hardly see two responses. What about others? Are you clear with these three possibilities or not? So tell me, I have class C and I have class D and I want to extend C properties to D. Which keyword I have to use? Both are of class type. Extends keyword, okay. Both are of interface types. Class C and class D are interface type. So which keyword I have to use for inheriting? Okay, I have one interface C and one class D. Both are different type. One is class type, another is interface type. Which keyword I have to use? Implements keyword. Great. Fine. So we'll do the inheritance, we'll acquire the properties and we'll override the method and do the implementation. Yesterday we already covered it, right? All these 3 points. First we have to inherit and then override the method and do the implementation. Okay. So let's quickly do one demo example so that you could understand it. So I'll create one class. I'll name it as demo of interface. Okay. So here I'm having one interface. I'll name it as A. Okay. And here I want to have, or else yesterday we already discussed about. So I'll be having two methods. I am declaring it as void show method and maybe void display method. Okay. So here if you see I didn't mention anything. So if I want, as it is taking abstract, even though you haven't mentioned it as abstract, or else I'll show you. So here you mention it as abstract. Explicitly you are mentioning it. So it will take it as consider it as abstract only while scanning. And you shouldn't contain any implementation as it is abstract method. But if you see here, did I declare the abstract method explicitly? No, I haven't. But still it is not throwing error because interface implicitly take all the methods as abstract methods. Okay. So we didn't define any declaration here. So we need something to do in implementation. So I need inheritance. The first point is I have to inherit the properties. And the second point, I have to override all the methods, all the methods that are available in interface, and I'll do the implementation. Okay, these are the three steps. The first step is inheriting the properties of a interface. So how can we do that? We can do that using inheritance concept. If we don't mention also, it will take as abstract only. No, ma'am, then why read? Yes, I just only wrote it explicitly to show you. Even though if you mention it as explicitly or if you are not mentioning it as explicitly, it won't throw any error. So for that case, for showing that, I wrote it as abstract. Okay. So I have class B and I want to inherit A properties. So which keyword we need to use? We need to use implements because this is of class type, but this is of interface type. So it is inheriting A. I think class B is already existed. Okay, and then here the first step was completed. We have inherited A properties. The next step, what should be my next step? The next step should be we have to override all the methods, all these methods. So first, what is the only two methods are there. One is show method and another is display method. So I'll do quickly implementation for this. So I'm just writing a simple sysout operation area here inside show method. Okay, fine. So, and then, ma'am, is that possible to access methods from interface to any other? Yes, it is possible. We can do that, Satvika. You can use the access modifiers and you can do that. And the next method is display method, right? So public void display. And here I'm writing simple sysout operation that too inside display method of B class name. Okay, is it clear, everyone? First, we declared the interface and the interface name. This is how we declared, and we've wrote two methods. And all these anyway in interface, every method should be will be abstract only. So we inherited A properties to B class, and we've overridden all these two methods, and we have written the implementation. Okay, is it clear so far? If you want to do, yeah, I mean, implement it with other class as well, you can do that. Simple. You have to inherit in this way and you can do the implementation. I'm taking this implementation here to save the time. So as a case of C class, I'll write C. Okay, I saved it. So we did the implement one. Yes, okay. I think somewhere we already created A class, sorry, B class, I think here. Yeah, in previous. I'll rename it. Case also had the class. I think somewhere in these classes I have declared A and all these classes, so that's why it is giving the error. I have to use different name. So okay, fine. Okay. So this is my main method. We have done the declared the interface and we have defined the implemented the done the implementation for all these abstract methods. So we need to call it. How can we call that? Using object, right? For example, if I want to call this show method, which is in C class, how can I do that? Using by creating object. So I'm creating object and I'll call this show method. Okay. And then if I want to call show method that is in demo class, so I have to, sorry, it should be capital. So I'm creating object for it and I'll call the method, show method. Did you understand how to call it? It's simple. By creating object, we'll call. We already seen this, right? So I'll tell you how JVM will do the implementation here. Will scan this. First, the JVM will scan and it will see like this class, it will come to 38th line and it will understand, okay, they are creating C object using C class. So first it will go and check whether C class is available or not. So here the C class is available. Okay. It is implementing demo of interface 1. So it will check whether this demo of interface 1 is interface or not, whether it is declared or not. So while checking, it will understand, okay, this is interface keyword. So it is an interface only and it contains two methods. Okay, well and good. So as it is implementing, it will check whether it is overriding and giving implementation for all the methods that are available in this interface or not. So while checking itself, it will see like, okay, it contains both the methods and it's giving implementation, right? So it will create this object and using that object, it will call this show method. So the first output in the console should be inside show method of C class. Okay. Similar to that, for demo class also, we are creating D object. So it will check whether demo class is available or not. And using this keyword, it will understand it is implementing from some interface. So it will check whether this interface is available or not. So by checking itself, through checking, it will understand this is there and it contains two methods and it will check whether those methods have implementation in demo class or not. So it contains the implementation. So it will create the object and it will call the show method using that object. So the next line it will print inside show method of B class. Did you understand the flow of it? Did you understand everyone? I'll quickly run this. So I run this and see it is first giving inside show method of C class and then inside show method of B class. Is it clear, everyone? Is this example clear? I need more responses. Once you understand this, then you could understand the next concept. What about others? Are you clear or not? Okay. And here, if you see here, it is a C object, right? We are creating C object using C class and the type is also C. But if you see here, it is C class only. Inside it, we have this. But these methods are available in this interface, right? Demo of interface 1, right? So can I make it as like this? Can I give the reference like this? This is upcasting, downcasting. From child to parent, we are going. If you remember the upcasting, we are creating C class object, child class object, but we are giving the reference as parent 1. Did you understand? If you remember upcasting it, you could understand it actually. We are just giving a type parent class reference. So why I am doing this means you can write in this way as well. But why I am why I am giving reference as interface name is like if you have here only you have two classes. Okay, then well and good. So while giving like this, you could check as there are two classes available. You can check whether C class is available and you can see the implementation and you will check whether demo class is available or not. So by seeing this, what I'll understand, okay, we have some demo class. Inside demo class, we have show method. That's it, right? We doesn't know whether it is implementing any interface or not, right? By seeing this 40 line, what I'll understand, I have demo class and inside demo class, I have show method. That's it, right? we doesn't know whether it is implementing and overriding some methods from some interface. Can we understand by seeing only these two lines whether it is implementing interface or not, whether it is inheriting something or not? Can we understand without seeing this implementation? Without seeing this implementation, by seeing only 40 and 41 lines, can we understand whether it is inheriting or not? I didn't get any responses actually. Let me, okay. Only I could see one response. What about others? If you see 48th line, if I didn't show you all this implementation, if I give you only this 40 line and 41st line, what you will understand? You will understand we are creating D object which is of demo class and we are calling show method. I think show method will be inside demo class, then that's why we are calling this with D object, right? So if you while see without seeing the implementation, I want to know. I want to know it's not just a class. It is implementing and overriding some methods that are available in some other interface. So how can I do that? By giving the parent, parent interface or parent class reference type only, right? So that's why I'm giving the reference type here. Did you understand why I'm giving reference type, why I'm doing upcasting here? Is it clear, everyone? Okay, great, fine. So if you're clear with this, so we understood the interface definition, and can you tell me, are we doing 100% abstraction here? I'm showing this interface to you. I'm not showing all these things. So can you tell me, are you able to see the implementation here? Is it hiding something? Is it hiding 100% or is it showing anything? I just gave you the, okay. I am giving this interface. I written so much code. I did the implementation in subclasses, but you came to me and asked me the code. So at that time, I am just showing this interface itself. Can you see what is the implementation in show method and what is the implementation in display method? Can you see or you can't see? We can't see, yes. Which is nothing but we are hiding. I am hiding implementation, right? I'm hiding everything. I'm just showing the necessary data. I'm hiding all the implementation. Can I say that? Yes. So using this, we using interfaces, we can do 100% abstraction. We can achieve 100% abstraction. Okay. So the next important advantage in interface is it can support multiple inheritance. What is multiple inheritance? For example, I have two or more classes and my child class is extending properties from both these classes. This is A, assume it as A class, B class and C class. C is trying to extend properties from both A and B. So it is not supported in Java using classes. It is not supported in Java using classes. Because if same method is available in both, for example, display method, if both same method is available in both the classes, while extending, while we are trying, we extended it, assume it as we extended both classes. Actually, it is not possible. I'm just saying, I'm just recapping all the concepts that we learned during inheritance session. So we created the C object, and as C is inheriting both A and B, I'm trying to call the display method. So while saying this, JVM will get confusion. So because this display method, it is inheriting from both A and B. But in both A and B, I have display method. So JVM doesn't know which method, in which class, which method I have to call, right? It will get confusion. So that's why the multiple inheritance is not supported using classes in Java, but it can be achievable using interfaces. Okay. Using interfaces, we can achieve multiple inheritance. So how can we do that? Let's take this example. For example, A class, sorry, A interface, B interface, and it is trying to get properties from both A and B. So how can we write it? A class, sorry, A interface. How to write it? Interface A. I'm just a single method here, void display only. Void display. Okay, and how can I write big E interface? Interface keyword and the name. And I want to write same method itself, void display. So as both these classes are interfaces and all the methods will be abstract, I need something to inherit and do the implementation, right? So for this case, I need one class. I'm naming it as C class. As it is, we need to inherit the interface properties. I'm using implements keyword. I'm implementing both A, and if you want to implement more classes, you can do that by giving comma. Okay, A and B. So here it is implemented. First point was clear. The second thing is we have to override, right? How to override? By creating the, sorry, by taking the same method and in same signature and writing some implementation here. Okay. So if you see here, we taken A and B here, and which both contains display methods, and we are taking one subclass which is inheriting A and B properties, and it is overriding all the methods that are available in A and B, and it did the implementation. Okay. Now in main method, I create C class object and I'll call display method. Will it get any ambiguity? Will it get any ambiguity? I mean, any confusion? No, because, yeah. Are you able to see, right? The font is a little bit small. Hope you are able to see it. Yes. So if you see this, we have two classes, sorry, two interfaces A and B. C is inheriting A and B. Can we say that it is multiple inheritance? Is it multiple inheritance or not? Is it multiple inheritance or not? Can you give the response? Yes, it is a multiple inheritance because the child class is acquiring properties from multiple interfaces or multiple classes. Okay, so here the how to declare A interface and B interface, you are clear with this, and you are using subclass and you are implementing AB properties, and here you override the methods and you have written the implementation. So in main method, you are creating C class object and you are calling display method. Will it, what will be my output? If here it is C just for example, in sysout, it is nothing but inside C. So what will be my output here? Will it throw error or will it works properly? This is option one. This is option two. So give me your response. Will it work? Will it throw error or work? Option two. Okay. What about others? Only 2 members are replying. Okay, Satvika is saying it will throw error. Okay, what about others? Okay, it will work actually. It will work because if it is a class, let's assume without say this with interface, right? Let's say with the class exam, I'll write same thing. In class, it is just a method, normal method. If I declare like this, it will be normal method, right? Default method. I have to write the implementation or else I'll get a error. Here I'll write A, okay? And I have class B, which contains same display method. And here the implementation is this out B. So now I'm using C class, I'm inheriting both A and B, which is not possible, but I'm just saying, assume if you're written like this, it will throw error only. So for and to make you clear with the concept, I'm just writing. So I created C object. Now I am calling display method. You tell me whether it will work or error. First option is error. The second option is it will work. Yes, it will get confusion because here, in main method, it will come and it will see. Okay, C is in here. C, we created C class object and we are calling display method. So the display, the C doesn't contain display method, but it is available in both A and B. So it will check. Okay, here also the display method is there. In A also it contains display method. So it will get confusion which class method it has to call. Okay, are you clear with this? Why multiple inheritance is not possible using classes? Are you clear with this? Because these are concrete methods actually. These are not abstract methods. So C doesn't contain implementation, so it will get ambiguous. But in case of interface, if you written like this and if you create object for C class and C dot display, it will go to the display method here. In child class itself, we are doing implementation. But using classes, in parent class itself, we are having the implementation. This is parent of C, this is also parent of C, and here itself we are writing implementation. So that's why I'll get confusion. Even in interface also it will confusion. No. Why? Because so first it will while we are creating C class, C class object with C dot display, it will go and check whether the display method is there or not. From here itself, it will execute, right? Or else, if you want to pass a method, A, for example, A reference type, and you are calling C dot display, so it will check whether A is C is inheriting A or not. Yes, it is inheriting. So it will call display method anyway. But display method implementation is not there. It is still in child class. Even though you are calling, even though you are creating object and you are giving reference as parent one, the parents doesn't contain the implementation. Only the child contains the implementation. Single implementation is there. So no ambiguity. No confusion. But here, for the same display method, we have different implementation. One is in parent A and another is in parent B. Did you understand how interfaces are useful and support multiple inheritance? Is it clear, everyone? Sadvika, are you clear why it won't get confusion in interface? Okay. Okay, great. Great response. So let's quickly do this the same implementation in Eclipse and we'll understand this. So I'll create new class. I can't take class A and class B, so I'll remove previous methods. Sorry, previous classes. So I'll take different class names. So first what we have to do? We take two interfaces A and B, which should contain different methods or same methods. So I'm taking an interface. So interface C and D I'll take because A and B is already existed in this class's previous file. So interface C, and I'm just writing display method. You can write normal methods, other methods as well. And I have another interface D, and for example, I have one method which is common in both these. And as these are abstract methods, we need some class to extend these properties. So I'm taking class E, which will acquire both C, comma B. Okay, so now we have to, as we implemented both C and D, we have to write the implementation for all these methods. So I'm writing implementation here. And what is other okay, other method is quite short. Okay, we just I think C is already available. So I have taken two interfaces, CA and D interface, and which contains two methods. CA contains two methods and D contains one method, and one method is common in both these interfaces. Now I need some subclass to do the implementation for all these methods. So I'm taking E class and I'm implementing it because these two are interface type, but E is class type. So I'm inheriting it, and I have overridden those methods and did the implementation. So now I'll call those methods. You can call it using child class object, or you can call it by passing the reference as well. So it's always better to pass the reference because you could understand it is implementing something instead of just by seeing it here. You could understand, okay, this is of some one type, this is of one type. So I think there is parent and child class relationship is there. You could understand. So e dot display, and you could write e dot show method as well. Okay, is it clear, everyone? And I'll take D is also there, right? D dot, what is that? Display method, right? And you come, yes, you can come. So if you see here, if we have different implementation for, how can you do that different implementations, Satvika? How can you do different implementations? It is interface type, and it is also interface type. You can't do the implementation here because it will take it as abstract method only. So you can't do the implementation here. You have to do the implementation in child class only. But in child class, you can do, like, you can declare same method only once. You can, if you are trying to write same method again, it will throw error because it is already defined like this. See, the method name is same. It is giving error. Did you understand? You can't write different implementation with same method name in the same class. Yes. Okay, great. So, are you clear with this? Here, I gave reference type as CA. So CA content display method and show method. So I'm calling with by creating this object, I'm calling display and show method. And again, I have D as well. So I'm just for showing you, I'm just giving you can create e-class object and you can call directly. So I'm giving the parent reference as D. So D contains only display method, right? So D dot display. If you want to call D dot show, it won't. It will give error because the parent interface D interface doesn't contain show method. So that's why I'm asking you to use the reference type upcasting one. Is it clear, everyone, or any doubts? Is it clear? Okay, let me quickly run this. See here, I ran the wrong one. Remove multiple inheritance. Okay, this is the. Yeah, see here inside E, inside E, inside E. 3 times inside E is coming. Why? Because here we created the object and we are writing, we are calling display and show method. Again, we are creating the another object using D reference type and we are calling display method. Did you understand how interface can support multiple inheritance and why not with classes? Is it clear, everyone? It is very, very important. It will ask in interview as well. You can say like using classes will get implementation in parent classes itself. So the JVM will get confusion and it doesn't know which method of inside which class it has to call. So that's why we are having interfaces concept in which the subclass itself will decide what will be the implementation. Because in interface, every method will be abstract method. So it won't get JVM won't get confusion because the implementation is inside subclass itself. Are you able to answer this question if it is triggered in your interview? The E type, right? E is class. He is extending Satvika. He is inheriting D class. So upcasting, we can write like this E, D, new D as well. But I am giving reference type as D. Upcasting, if you remember it. Is it clear, Satvika? Similarly, like this. By seeing this itself, you could understand, okay, it is of E class. We are trying to create some object with E class, but we are giving reference. So that means some inheritance is happening between D and E. You could understand it easily. Okay. Are you all able to answer the question, multiple inheritance question, if it is triggered in your interview? It is the most repeated question in all the interviews. Okay, great. So what are the advantages in interface? Using interface, we can achieve 100% abstraction as well as we can do the multiple inheritance as well. We can achieve multiple inheritance. Exactly. So if you are clear, I'll ask you the questions. Is it okay? Can I ask you the questions? So what is interface actually? Or else how to create interface? My interface name is demo and you have to make it as interface. Like, how can you write it? Okay. Inside my demo interface, I want to write different methods. I didn't mention it as abstract. I have void display method, but I didn't mention it as abstract. Will JVM will take implicitly it as abstract or not? Will it be concrete method? Will it consider it as abstract method or concrete method? Take it as abstract. Okay. I have one variable and it is of int a equals to 10. How JVM will take it? Will it be public static final or just a normal int a equals to 10? Yes, all the variables will be public static finals and all the methods will be public abstract methods. Actually, okay, all the methods will be public abstract and all the variables will be public static final. Okay, and what are the advantages with interface? Will it can we achieve 100% abstraction using interface? Can we achieve multiple inheritance using classes? I'll re-repeat my question. Uh, can we achieve multiple inheritance using classes? Can we achieve it? Then what will be the concept to use which will support multiple inheritance? Interface. So while doing interface, why we are not getting it? I mean, why JVM won't get any confusion? Because the child class will decide what will be the implementation, right? Okay, great. Yes, that's it. And I have one demo interface. Inside it, I mentioned it as void demo. Do I need to write implementation there or not? I have demo interface and my method name is void display. Do I need to write the implementation there or which concept I have to use? Which concept I have to use if it is no inheritance? So I have two classes, A and B classes. B want to extend properties of A class. So which keyword I have to use? Both are class type. So both are interface type. Both are of interface type. Okay, both are of different type. Class want to acquire properties of interface. Implements. Great. Okay, everyone there. So we'll quickly take 5 minutes break. Come at 12 o'clock. Yeah, it's 11:56 now. So come at 12:01. We'll discuss about arrays, 1D arrays mainly in Java. Okay, we completed abstraction and interface now. So we have to go to today's agenda, which is nothing but arrays. So it's very easy, but we'll concentrate more on some programs. Okay. So come at 12:01, we'll discuss about arrays in Java. You can take a break. Hope everyone are back. Are you back, everyone? Can we start this session? Arrays in Java. Okay, great. Have you? I think most of you are from CSC or some AC background. So can you tell me what is array? What's an array actually? Okay. Okay. Yes, great response collection of data. Yes, exactly. One minute. Okay. Yes, most of you answered it properly. Arrays are nothing but data structures. Array is one of the data structure actually. Okay. This data structure, what this data structure will do means it will store the collection of Homogeneous elements. Homogeneous means same type. Homogeneous elements in continuous memory location. Okay. Array is data structure which will store collection of homogeneous elements. Homogeneous is nothing but same data type. All the elements should contain same type. Okay. And that too in continuous memory locations. For example, I want to store 10 value. So I can directly make it as data type variable name a equals to 10, right? And I want some other variable to store 20. So I'll take one more variable as it is of integer type. I'll define like this. And I want to store 30 as well. So like this, if you have only few data, then you can directly uh, declare in this way. But what if I want to store collection of some data, maybe 10, 20, 30, 60, 110, 98, something like this. What if I want to store all this data? If I use this format, for example, if I want to store 100 elements, so or else 1000 elements, I have to declare 1000 variables, right? In this way, if I want to declare or define all these values, I have to use 1000 variables, but it is very hard to remember. Very hard to remember. If I come you and ask you, okay, in which variable you are storing 110, you can't remember as you are using 1000 variables. Hard to remember and hard to maintain the data and hard to develop the code as well. Do you agree with this? So as this contain this disadvantage, we need something. We need something in Java to store the data in this format, to store the data in this format, right? So for that case, we have arrays concept. Arrays will store this like all the collection of data which is of same type. For example, here it is 20 integer type. It is 30 integer, 60 is integer, 110 is 90, 98. All these are integer type. So as all these are integer type, we can store these in one array that is of integer type. Okay. For example, I don't want to store integer type. I want to store float values. For example, 0 point double values or as 1.0, 2.0, 0.01, etc. So I can store. I'll check all these data types. As I am doing developing it, I know which type of data it may contain. So as it is a float type, I'll store this collection of data in arrays using float data type. Okay. As it is of character type, I'll use a character array, right? Did you understand why it is storing? Which data type of elements it will store? It will store homogeneous type of elements only. Homogeneous means same type of data. Okay. And we are clear with this. It will store some collection of data and that two are of same type. Now the third point is it is a continuous memory allocation. Okay. How many bytes are, will int contain? How many bytes of data will int contain? 4 bytes. 4 bytes, right? In Java, I think it's 4. Yes. So once I have assumed that I'm storing these values or else I take some 10, 20, 30, etc. So for example, they assume this is a memory, some RAM or something memory. And here in somewhere we have got some space. Assume these spaces are all filled with some other data. So as it is of integer type, for example, it's this starting from 1001. Okay. So in first 4 bytes, it will store 10. Means 101 to 104, right? 101, 102, 103, 104, 4 bytes. And each byte can contains 8 bits, right? So then here it will store 10. And in the next memory allocations from 104 to 108, 1008, it will store 20. In the next 4 bytes, it will store 30, etc. So on. Did you understand why we are mentioning it as continuous memory location? Because it will check for the memory, the available memory actually. The JVM will take care of it internally. It will check for the memory and it will store the values in continuous memory locations. Okay, this is how it will store inside memory. Did you understand the definition? Array is data structure which will store collection of elements that are of homogeneous type, and it will store it in continuous memory locations. Are you clear with the definition? Is it clear? Okay. As you're clear with this, did you tell me why we are using arrays? Why, why we are using arrays? Why we are not following this primitive concept? Why we are not using this primitive data type and this syntax? Because it will be very hard to remember if we want to store 1,000 or some large amount of data. So that's why we are maintaining arrays. Okay. So the syntax is first data type, and then you have to use square brackets and the array name. And there are 3 possibilities actually, so I'll tell you one by one. So within the flower brackets, you can mention. So let's assume I want to store 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. Okay. So what type of data it is? It is of integer type. Okay, I understood that. So the syntax will be int. The data type is int. So we have to use this bracket and we have to give some name. I'm just giving name as A itself. Okay. And in the flower brackets, I have to maintain the data. So 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, and then 60. And close flower brackets and semicolon. This is one possibility of writing, defining the array. Okay. And the other possibility is you can write int, or else I'll write this same. The syntax will be data type bracket, these open and close brackets, array name. Array is of fixed size. You have to provide it is of fixed size. Once you have declared array with these elements, you can't add one more element. Once you have declared this, and during some code implementation, you can't add 70 here, or else you can't remove this element here. Okay. You have to maintain the entire size. So it is a fixed size. So you have to provide the size, how much size your array needs to store the values in memory. How much size here, this is the second possibility of defining. So you have to define how much size this array needs to store in memory location. So for the same example, I'll write it. It is of all the data is integer type. So I'm using open and closed brackets. I'm giving A as my array name and using new keyword, and the data type is of integer type. Here the size is nothing but number of elements. How many elements are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 elements are there. So my array size will be 6. So it will store 6 values and each value will take 4 bytes. In continuous memory it will store. all these values. Okay. Did you understand this way of declaring? This is the second possibility. Okay. Okay, great. And the third possibility, it's also similar. Like here you are using square brackets, right? You can write in this way as well. It's not an issue where you are declaring here or here. Is it clear? And you can declare he like this, and you can mention in second line, you can mention a equals to new int of 6. In 2 steps you can write it both the time. Did you understand all these possibilities, how to define the array? The 4 possibilities: defining all the values in the signature itself, or else defining with using size, and then you can define it in 2 sentences, 2 lines. So if you're clear, I'll give you one task. So I want to store characters maybe. So S U R Y A. I want to store these values in array, and I want to directly define these values. How can you? I mean, what should be my syntax? How can I define it, declare it? And you can take the variable name as A. Array name as A actually. How can you write the syntax? How can you define it? So if you observe this, all these are character types, right? So the syntax is data type. You have to write the data type first. So char, and you have to use this square brackets, and my variable array name should be A, and here I am directly declaring in this format. And how can I define it? Using some fixed size, giving some fixed size. How can I do that? So data type A, and using new keyword, we have to write data type and some size. What is the size of this array? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There are 5 elements I need to store. So it is of 5. Okay. So did you understand then the syntax? The syntax part was clear. Then we'll go. So we understood the definition, and we understood how to define the, or else how to declare the array. Now I want to access particular element. Accessing in array. Let's discuss about accessing. How can I access? For example, I am taking the above one only. I'll quickly write this. 1, 2, 10, 3, 20, 60. Okay, sorry. So I defined it. So I want to access 10th element or as first element. How can I access it? I need some syntax to do that, right? So using indexes, we can access the elements. Okay. What are the indexes? First, we need to know in defaultly the index from which value the index will start. In any programming, the indexing will start from 0. Okay. So in Java, Java memory location, it is 0 index. For this, it is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. These are all indexes. Okay. So if I want to access this element, this particular element, I'll use this index. So array, the syntax is array name. Within the square brackets, you have to give the index and semicolon. Okay. So what is my array name here? A is my array name. And which element I want to access? Zeroth element. I mean this first element actually. So first element index will be 0. So A of 0. And what if I want to access 20? Element 20. What should be my index then? A. And which index I have to write to access 20? 20 actually 20. Yes, 4. Okay, what if I want to access 10? Which index I have to write? Yes, 2. I want to access 60. Which index I have to use? 5. Great. So you understood how to access it. We can access it using indexes. Now modification. How to modify data that is already in array. How can you do that? Means first, for example, in first memory, I mean in 0th index, I have 1, right? So I want to make it as 4. Instead of 1, I want to modify it as 4. So how can I do that? How can I do that? So the syntax is array name. Within the square brackets, you can provide that particular index and you have to use assignment operator and you have to provide the value that you want to assign. For example, in our case, the array name is A. What is our, in which value we want to modify? From 1 to, we want to modify it to 4. So how can we access 1? We can access it using this index. The index is 0. So A of 0 equals to 4. So now internally what will happen means as you are doing A of 0 equals to 4, this 1 will override with 4. Sorry, the 4 will, in one place there will be 4. Value will be changed. So for, I want to modify this 20 element. I want to, instead of 20, I want to keep -1. So how can I do that? How can I modify this value? This 20 will be overridden by -1. How can we do that? It is nothing but this is of index 4, right? Index 4. On index 4, we have 20, but I don't want 20. I want this value. So I'm defining it in this way. In this way, we can change one value at a time. So there are some other ways to to change the values, like more than values that we need for loop. So first we'll focus on basics. Okay. So in this way, we can change one value at a time. Anyway, we have to, in for loop also, we can change one value only one value at a time. Okay, is it clear, everyone? I want to change 0th index and 4th index and my values should be like this. Okay. So we understood the array definition syntax. We declared the array and we accessed some particular index and we modified some value as well. We replaced one value with some other value. That is good. So here if I say like, so instead of 4, 2, 10, 3, 20, 60, instead of, for example, I want to access all the elements. So how can I do that? I want to access all the elements. So how can I do that? A of 0 equals to, you can print sysout operation. In sysout operation, you can write A of 0. And in the next sysout operation, you can write A of 1 and A of 2 and A of 3. How many? The last index is 5, right? So we have to write sysout operation till last index, right? In this way, we can access all the elements that are available in this array. Is it correct? So For example, here there are 5 elements only. So it's possible to write 5 sysout operations. I mean 6 elements actually, 6 elements. So it is possible to write 6 sysout operations. What if there are 1000 elements? Can you write sysout operation for all those elements? I mean all those values 1000. You have to write 1000 sysouts. I mean sysout is nothing but system.out.println. Can you write 1000 system.out.println operation? You can write, but it is not up to coding standard, and it is not very hard to remember, and it hard to maintain. And the lines of code will be increases, right? Lines of code will be increases. So we need something to do this. If you observe the pattern here, we are writing same lines is out a, and then within the square brackets this value is changing. If you observe this pattern here also sys out a brackets, everything is same, but this value is changing 0 1 2 3 4 5. It is increasing as we are repeating the same statement. Which one we have to use? Which concept we can apply here as we are doing same operation repeatedly? Which one we have to use? Yes, loops concept we can use. Good. So here you know the base condition, I mean the starting point and the base condition. So can we use for loop as we know the starting point and base condition? Yes, we can. So my some value as it is of integer type, I am giving for integer I equals to what is my starting point? 0 is my starting point. And then what should be my condition? I should be less than or equals to 5. Till 5 it has to print, right? So I should be less than or equals to 5, and each time it is incrementing. Here 0, it is 1, and then 2. So it is incrementing by 1. So I'm using I plus plus. Here itself I'll write sysout operation. And then inside it, instead of a of 0, 1, 2, I'll write a of I. So what will happen? First, the I will be 0. And 0 is less than or equal to 5, it is true. So it will come inside and it will print a of 0 value, right? And then next time I will be incremented. So 0 plus 1, 1. 1 is less than or equal to 5. Yes, it is less than. So a of, it will come to this line, a of I. What is my I value now? 1. So it will print 1. And so on. I will be 2 in the next iteration. 2 less than or equal to 5 is true. So it will print a of 2. And I will be 3. 3 less than or equals to 5, true. It will print a of 3. I will be 4. 4 less than or equals to 5, true. A of 4. I will be 5. 5 less than or equals to 5. It is true. 5 is equal to 5. So it will print a of 5. After this, my I will be 6. Is 6 less than or equal to 5? No, it is not less than. So it will the condition will fail and it will come out of for loop. Okay. Is it clear everyone how to access all the elements in array using loops? Is it clear? And here basic concepts can do many operations in Java, like many programs actually. So I have now you understood, right? So I have these many elements. So I want to this is my input actually. And what should be my output means I have to print sum of all this value 1 plus 2 plus 10 plus 40 plus 60 plus 5 plus 6. What is the output? 1 plus 2, 3, 3 plus 3, 13, 53, and 53 here 113, 11. So 4 to 124. Okay. So this should be my output. How can we do that? So we have written this one, right? So if you see here, one, I'll write the index in 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is my index. These are my indexes, right? So first time, one is nothing but how can we access one? Which using index, which is nothing but a of 0, right? A of 0 is my 1. Do you agree with that? Yes. And then plus symbol. 2 is nothing but a of 1. How can we access 2? By using index. So a of 1. So then a of 2, a of 3, a of 4, a of 5, and then a of 6. If we do this in this way, we'll get 124 value and we can print it, right? So if there only here there are 7 elements, so you can directly use this single statement and you can do the sum and you can print it. But what if there are large amount of data, 1,000 plus elements are there in array? We can't write single this line for all those 1,000 values, right? We can't write in this format from 0 to 999 and you have to print that sum. It is very time consuming, and if there is any error in, for example, instead of 1, if you provide 2, the entire output will be wrong. So instead of doing that, if you observe the pattern again, what is the operation we are repeatedly doing? We are doing plus operation. We are repeatedly doing this sum operation. As we are repeatedly doing, better to use loop, right? So from which to which I have to iterate from 0 to 6, right? So I'll take one for loop and then I'll do the sum. So first, how my for loop looks like, for as all the values are integer type, int I equal to, it is starting from 0, is I is less than or equals to 6, and I plus plus, because why I am doing plus plus? Because each time the value is incrementing 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, the indexes are incrementing from 0 to till the array size minus 1. So here what I'll do is I'll take one variable here. I'll take sum equals to 0 initially and I'll do sum equal to the sum plus array of I and I'll print it. So if you see this, we'll do the dry run quickly. In the first time, my I will sum will be 0 right here, and in the loop I will be 0. Is 0 less than or equals to 6? Yes, it is true. Yes, it is true. So it will do sum equal to sum plus a of 0. What is my sum? My sum is 0 here and a of 0. 0 plus what is a of 0? What is our array? 1, 2, 10, right? 1. My array is a of 0 is 1. So sum is 1. So from the first iteration, the sum will be 1. Okay. And in the next iteration, I will be 1. Is 1 less than or equals to 6? Yes, it is less than. What should be my sum value? Here we wrote sum equal to sum plus a of I. What should be my sum value? In the previous iteration, sum became 1. So sum equal to sum 1 plus a of 1. So 1 plus what is my a of 1? My a of 1 is 2. So 1 plus 2, which is nothing but 3. Now in the second iteration, I will be 2, 2 less than or equals to 6. And sum equal to sum plus a of 5. What is my sum value? It is 3. And then a of 2. So 3 plus 10, 13, right? In the next iteration, I will be 3 and 3 less than or equal to 6. Sum is 13 in previous value. A of 3. What is a of 3? It is 40. 13 plus 40, 40, 53. So 53. In the next value, I will be 4. In the next iteration, I will be 4. 4 less than or equals to 6. Sum equal to 53 plus a of 4, which is nothing but 53 plus 60, which is nothing but 113. And I will be 5 in the next iteration. 5 less than or equal to 6. It is true. Sum equal to 113 plus 5. I mean a of 5. So 113 plus what is a of 5? Which is 5 actually. So 113 plus 5 is 118, right? And in the next iteration, I will be 6. 6 is less than or equal to 6. Yes, it is equal to, it is true. Sum equal to sum plus, which is nothing but 118 plus a of 6. What is a of 6? 118 plus, I think a of 6 is 6. Yes, here if you see the index, in the sixth index, we have value of 6. So 118 plus 6, 124. And in, after this, the I value will be 7. Is 7 less than or equal to 6? No, it is false. So it will come out of for loop and it can print some value which is holding 124, which is nothing but sum of all these values, right? All the values that are available in array. Did you understand? You understand this concept? I mean, how we are doing this program? Okay, fine. So if there are here, there are 7 elements. So we are giving 6 here. What if there are 100 elements? The base condition definitely I will be 0. What should be my condition here? I should be less than or equals to 99. I plus plus. So this 100 is nothing. Anyway, we are starting from 0 to 99. So totally 100 elements are there. The size will be 100. The array size will be 100. So there is one default thing to know the length of the array. Length is nothing but the size of the array, which is nothing but the array name dot length. This is the syntax. Okay. What is my array name here? It's A here. And A dot length. It will give the size of the array. Here, for example, in previous, in this example, the size will be 7. A dot length, it will give 7. And for example, if we have 100 elements, it will, if you are giving A dot length, it will give 100. So, okay. So, and now you are trying to iterate from 0 to till which index? Here there are 7 elements. So we are going till 6 only. Here we are having 100 elements. We are going till 99 only. So which is nothing but array dot length minus 1. Can I say this? Can I write this? Can I write this in this format? Array dot length minus 1. Okay. Did you understand why I have written a dot length minus 1 instead of mentioning the value? Okay, great. So let's quickly, as we understood the examples and the definition, let's quickly, I'll give you the task. You tell me how to do it. I'm taking same, different values maybe. I have this array which is of integer type. I have declared it. So I want to get the average of these elements. Average is nothing but 10 plus 20 plus 1 plus 2 plus 30, right? How much is it? 10, 20, 50, 53, 83, right? So 83 divided by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 83 by 5. It should provide this value, average. How much is it? One time, not 5. 3, 6, yep, 16. Okay, it should provide this. It will provide float. It won't be float. I don't want to get the remainder. I want to get this average. How can we do this? So the first thing is, this is nothing but sum of all the values in the array, right? We already discussed how to get sum of all the values in array. It will start from 0 and it will go till array dot length minus 1, and each time it has to be incremented. So I'll hold some value. Initially, I'll initialize it with 0, and each time I'll increment with, I'll add the array value. So from this, I'll get the array value. Total sum of all the values, right? So after this, can I write sum of all the values by array dot length? Can I write this? Yes, we can. So one sum of values, this value is inside some variable. So I'll write some variable and by a dot length. It will give you your output and you can print it. You can type that. Yeah, you can do the typecasting if you want. Did you understand how to get the sum of all the values in array and how to get the average of all the elements? Do you want me to do it in Eclipse? I'll quickly show you. In today's class, we are discussing about 1D array only. In next week, we'll discuss about 2D arrays. So I created it. So I'll manually declare array. So 1, 2, 1, 2, 30, 40, I'm taking. Sorry, English square brackets, I missed out square brackets. So I want to get, or first I'll print all the elements. So first int I equals to 0, and I have to iterate till array dot length minus 1, a dot length minus 1, and I plus. And in this for loop, I'll print all the elements a of I. Okay, here we only look. It is asking for try and catch blocks, but it is not needed actually. Okay. Actually, we don't need this. I'll change to static. Okay, this is static. I'll declare here. I have declared above, right, previously, but this main method is static method. So it can't access non-static variables. Either we have to create object and we have to access it, or else we have to declare in this main method itself. So I declared a array with of integer types, and I'm trying to print all the values. So I'm saving it and I'm running. So it's giving all the values of array. Okay, first time a of 0, a of 1, a of 2, a of 3. Okay, so now instead of printing, I want to do sum. We already discussed it. So I'll take one sum variable. I'll initialize it with 0, and each time I'll do the sum with previous sum with array value. So after this loop, the sum value will hold the total of all the elements of array. So I'll print that sum. Okay. Now it has to print 333, 73. It has to print 73. Okay. So I'm running it. So see here, the output is 73. Okay. As we already discussed in this whiteboard, I'm just quickly doing the implementation. Let me know if you are not clear at any time. So we have the sum now and I want the average now. So how to do the average? Average is nothing but sum by size of the array, right? Number of elements in the array or else number of elements in the array. So number of elements is nothing but size, right? Array size. So here, if I give sum by array dot length, here it is actually 4. So you can give in this way. But what if your array is changing rapidly? So that's why instead of giving direct values, it's better to use some inbuilt functionalities. So I'm giving a dot length. So sum by n value, I mean the number of elements in array. So it will give average. I'm running it. So see here it is giving 18, 73 by 4. It is giving 18. Did you understand how to access the elements in array and how to do the sum of all the values and how to do some small operations in array, 1D array? Okay. So here in all these cases, in all these examples, I'm directly defining values, right? But I want to take these values from user. So instead of defining like this, I want to use something to take the values from user. So how we usually do, we have to use scanner class, right? Scanner is equal to new scanner of system.in. This is for this is how we have to define the scanner class. And after this, for integer type, we have to give the variable name and sc dot next int. This is how we will write to take one value, right? One value at a time. For example, if you want to take one more value, int b sc dot next int. This is how we learn till now. But what if I want to take some collection of elements? And that too, I want to store it in array format, array variable. Store it in array. How can we do that? We can do it in two ways, which is of, for example, if array is having 5 elements or 4 elements simply, array of 0, sc dot next int. And then array of 1, sc dot next int. Same thing for remaining 2 elements as well, right? We can do and take the values in this format. But what if we have large amount of data, like more than 100 plus elements? Can we write the values in all those 100 elements? I mean, can we have to write this same line in 100 times if there are 100 elements? If there are 1000 elements, we have to repeat the same thing 1000 times, right? So it's better, as we are repeating the same thing, it's better to use loop instead of writing manual or defining in this way. So here, if you see, we are using some indexes. Each time the index is incrementing and the operation is sc dot next int. So I have to take one loop which will start from 0 and ends with 3, right? Which is nothing but 4 minus 1, 3. So I less than or equal to array dot length minus 1 and I plus plus. And here, what should be my value? A of I equal to sc dot next int. This is how I take the values from user to array. And here, as we are using the array, we have to declare it with. It should be some fixed size. So you have to declare that. How to declare it? Array new. As we are not defining it directly, we have to use new keyword. And the size is, you can take the size from user as well. You can name it as n. Okay, this is how you have to do. So let me quickly do that as well. So I want to take, I'm using b variable. I want to take integer type values, and first I'll define scanner class. And then I'll ask the user how many elements you want to store it in array. I will ask them the size. So I'll store it in some variable. So I'm taking that as n and I'm storing the size. Now I have to take, for example, if user is giving 5, I have to take next 5 elements and I have to store it in some array variable. So for this case, as all those are integer types, I'm using b as my array name and I'm defining it, and it should be of fixed size. So we have to provide, sorry, it is fixed size. We have to provide this size. Here the size is 5. What if it is 6? We have to give 6. So instead of that, we are not taking, and we are storing that value in n. So we can directly define that in this way. Okay, and we defined it. So now we have to take the values from user, store it in this b array. So it should start with 0. In the base condition is, which is nothing but you can write a dot length minus 1, or else you already have this length, I mean size in n value, so you can use either the base n minus 1 as well. Okay, and then each time you have to increment it I plus plus, and here my a of I, we are like, once we are defining array in this format, in each time, I mean all the values will be defaultly something like 0 or some null value, something it will store. I think 0 only. Yeah. 0 0 0, some default int values will be stored. So I don't want that, but I want to modify something. How to modify? Modifying is nothing but array of index equal to some value. We already discussed that syntax. So I'll do that now. Array of I equal to, my value should be the user input. Whatever the user is entering, I have to store it in my array. So I'll store it. Okay. So I want to print it to show you. So I'll use this same loop. Okay. Did you understand how to take the input from user and why we are using for loop? Is it clear, everyone? Can I run it? Any doubts so far? Clear? Okay. So I'm running it. And now first we need to pass the size. I am passing size as 5. So now I already told, hey, make an array with 5 fixed size of 5. I'll give you next 5 elements and you have to store it in that array. So I'm giving all those values. 10 to 23, some 80, 100. So I gave all those values. So it is stored and it is printing all those values as well. See here, because here we return one loop and we are printing all the values. Is it clear, everyone? The array definition, concept, and everything. Is it clear? I didn't see any response. Okay, clear, clear. Okay, great response. So now I'll give you, we understood the array definition, why we are trying to use, I mean, why we need arrays in Java. And what may be the, what is the syntax and what are all the possibility to declare it, and how to how to access the element, and how to modify the element, and how can we use loops while to get the values, and to do some operations, right? So now I'll give you task, or else I'll give you one program and you tell me how to do it. 10, 20, 8, 1, 60, 5, 4. So I gave you input, the size, I'll give you the size, and you have to take the input from user and you have to store it in a variable, and you have to print the maximum of all these elements. What is the max here, or else yeah, you can print maximum of all these values. What is the maximum value in this array? 60, right? So how can we do that? How can we do that? So each time, if I am doing it, we can do the sorting, and sorting will take or drop in login. So without sorting, anyway, we have one data structure session as well. We'll discuss sorting at that time. So instead of that, yes, on each time, what we have to check, we have to check each element within next element. For example, I'll check first element with the second element. Is 10, is 10 less than 20 or not? Less than or equals to 10 less than or equal to 20? Yes, it is less than. So what should be my for initially, I'll I'll take one variable, max variable, and I'll initialize with first data, first value in the array. So a of 0 is nothing but 10, right? Each time I'll check, is my max variable is less than or equal to array of next value, which is nothing but, first I'll check 10 is less than or equal to 10. Sorry, 20. Yes, it is less than, right? So if it is the case, I'll uh, take the maximum value as 20 instead of 10. First, I have initialized it with a of 0, but a of 0 is less than a of 1, means a of 1 is greater. It is holding maximum value. So I'll make it a of 1. So next iteration, I want to check is, this is the first iteration. In the second iteration, I'll check, is my 20 less than or equal to next element. What is my next element? 8. No, it is not less than. So it won't execute the inside the statements inside condition. So in the next iteration, my max is still 20. It didn't change because the condition was not met. Is my 20 is less than or equals to next element. What is my next element? 1. It is also false. 20 is greater. It is not less than. So max still be 20 only. It won't change anything as the condition didn't met. And the next time, I'll check 20 is less than or equal to 60. Is less than or equal to 60? Yes, it is less than. In this case, I'll use my max as 60. Right? I'll use max as 60. In the next time, I'll check is my 60 is less than or equal to 5. Is my 60 less than or equal to 5? No, it is not. And in the next value, 60 is less than or equal to 4? No, it is not. So what my max variable will hold? It will hold 60, and I'll print this variable value. Is it clear? We have to iterate. From which to which? The base condition is 0 till length minus 1. And assume n as length, array length, okay? N minus 1. And each time what we have to check? We have to check whether our max value is less than or equal to array of I. If it is so, then assign max with a of I. And after this iteration, print the max value. Did you understand? And we have to initialize max with starting value, array of 0. Okay, is it clear, everyone? Is it clear? Any doubts? Okay, if it is clear, let's quickly do this implementation. Yes, we have to use for iteration, we can use for loop, any loop, and for condition, you can use if. So first, I have to take the input from user, right? So I'll use scanner class. And in n value, I'll save the size of the array, and then I'll define array. I'll initializing with a variable. If you are using some inbuilt classes and inbuilt methods, Satvika, so definitely you have to import it. For example, if you are using, I think, um, have you ever used some inbuilt functionalities? Some string inbuilt functionalities or some input output operation, java.io. Some file operations like that. So whenever you are trying to use some inbuilt functionalities or classes or methods, you have to import that. Okay. Int of the array size should be n. So I have to take the input from user. So I'm directly running that flow. Plus plus. So here I'll take the value from user and assign it to our array. So which is nothing but this one, right? sc dot next int. So here we took the size, array size and array values from user. Now we have to check which element is maximum element in the array. So for this case, I am taking one max variable and I am assigning that with array of 0. Now I'll iterate over array. Now I'll check is max is less than or equal to a of I. If it is so, then make max as a of I. Modify that value with new maximum value. So after this condition, my max variable will hold maximum of all the elements. Max declarations are done inside. You can declare, I think better inside here itself, in main method itself. Anyway, you are trying to do all the operations here, right? If you want to declare it in outside, then you have to declare it either static or else you have to create object of max element and you have to access it. So I'll print max. So I saved it. I'll give maximum element. Okay. So now I'll save and run it. So first we need to provide the size of array. I'm giving size of array as 5. So I'll pass 5 elements and it has to store it in array. So I'm passing 10, 16, 40, 2, 1. So the maximum element among 10, 60, 42, 1 is 60. So it is giving 60 value. It is giving expected output, right? Are you clear with this? How to get maximum element from array? Is it clear? Okay, I'll take 5 more minutes. That's it. So what if you want to know the minimum element in the array? which condition I have, what are all the conditions I have to modify in this? First, I'll rename it with max with minimum and I'll declare with v of 0. Okay. So which condition I have to modify to get minimum of among all the elements in array? Yes, I have to use greater than or equal to. Right, 1 minute. Array of 0. Yes, greater. Did you understand why we are using greater than or equal to symbol? We want to get minimum element, not maximum element. Minimum element. So for example, 1060, 2 and 1. So what will be my min first? 2. Then I'll check is 2 less than or equal to 10. Sorry, greater than or equal to 10. No, it is not greater. So my min will be 2 only. Next time is 10 is 2 greater than or equal to 60. No, it is not greater. So the condition will fail. The minimum should be 2 only. So is 2 greater than or equal to 1? Yes, it is greater than. So I'll assign minimum with this, the minimum value 1. So after this, the iteration will get fail because it contains only 4 elements, 4 iterations. Was it clear, everyone? So let's quickly run this and we'll see the minimum of all these elements. So I'll pass 6 values now. 10, 1, 19, 2, 4, and then 9. So the the minimum element among these is 1. So it is printed. Here I have to change the system. Okay. Is it clear, everyone? Do you have any doubts in today's class in the abstraction or interface or array definition or the syntax, the programs? Is it clear or any doubts? I need more responses. Totally, there are 86 participants in today's session. Is it clear? Okay, great. So if it is clear, well and good. So if you have any doubts, you can ping me or we can discuss in next week's session as well. Yeah. Thank you, everyone. Over to you, Amar.
Yeah, thank you, Surya. So, dear participant, I shared the attendance. Yeah, thank you, Surya. So, dear participant, just I shared the attendance and feedback link in the chat box. So, please mark your attendance and give me the confirmation after the submission. Okay, so I have your confirmations as they are done with their attendance. Others are done. And if you're facing any difficulty over the elements, if you have any query or question, let me know. So just now, few minutes ago, Jace is asking me, will get the recordings of the session. Yes, so you can visit the LMS portal. The recordings are there. Nikita, I already replied you. If you are going to send the message again and again, sir syllabus, sir syllabus, sir syllabus, sir. No need to do that. Okay, if you put the message once, I'm reading that. So, and I already replied to your message that you will receive all the material and the syllabus over the LMS only. Okay. You to participants, any question? Clearly, Gita? Sir, top 20 list. Yeah, Usha, probably by Monday or else Tuesday session, we show the top 10, 20 toppers of the verbal ability test. Okay. I checked in LMS portal is not present, sir. What I replied to you, Likita, you will get over the LMS. I will ask him to upload, okay? Attendance link, sir. Yes, I'm sharing the attendance link once again. Guys, any another question? Okay, if not, then we'll conclude for the day. So thank you so much, dear participants, for attending today's session. And we'll see you tomorrow at 6:30. We're starting new module in the skill of final year training program, and we're starting with soft skills. So please be there on a time. Thank you so much. Bye bye. Have a nice day.